So I'm just walking inside the area of the mausoleum, and there's all this big railing that goes all around it with those crosses on it, and you can just see the windows of it. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm in Drumcar in County Louth at St. Fintan's Church of Ireland, and it's a beautiful entrance here as you go in. So let's go in and have a look inside the old church and graveyard area. Now I believe there's a mausoleum in here, and it's belonged to the McClintock family, and it was designed by Slater and Carpenter in the 18th century. And the McClintock family were well known landowners in the area. So we'll read a couple of headstones before we go and look at the McClintock Mausoleum. So here we have Robert Armstrong Egger, who fell asleep on the 12th of September 1944, aged 76. Also his beloved sister Eileen, aged 39 years, interred nearby. And you have Robert Littlemore, aged 35, who is interred at Brighton. And he was interred in Brighton on the 23rd of June 1935. So there's some beautiful old stones here. We have these old artificial flowers someone has left at this old headstone here. This one says it was erected by George Holland. In memory of his father, Patrick Holland, who departed this life on February the 20th, 1812, aged 63. Also his mother Margaret, and Margaret died in 1799, aged 48 years old. So some really old graves in this beautiful old churchyard here. And you can just see the old church there in the distance. Beautiful tree growing around it. Another old one here. Patrick Johnson. 1776. And it's sunk into the ground. So just over here, guys, we have, you can see in the distance, that's the McClintock Mausoleum, and it is a fine structure of a mausoleum. And I believe from reading online, there's actually steps that go down underneath the bottom of that mausoleum. Wow, look at this one here, guys. Look at this. A skeleton figure on this old one. I've seen this before in my travels. It's amazing. Look at that stonework. A skeleton. Here lies, it's covered in moss. Nothing but very, very hard to read. But you can see a love heart on it there. I'm trying to find a date on this. There's actually a date underneath the moss here, if I can try and read it. Maybe it's very, very hard to get a date on this, guys. Pat O'Brien is a name there. And unfortunately, I can't seem to find a date on that, guys, but I bet it's 1700s. Very, very old looking grave with all that design and that skeleton again. Look at that. So there's an old church ruin just in here, so we'll go inside and have a walk inside this old church ruin. Wow, look at that. Amazing. All inside this old church ruin is overgrown here with trees. So we'll read a couple of these. Here we have the earthly remains of Thomas W. Bell, Drumcar, a beloved husband and father whose spirit passed from this life on the 31st of December 1895. Also his wife Elizabeth, who passed away on the 18th of December 1902, and their loving daughter Sarah Charlotte, who entered into rest in 1922. And I've never seen that on an inscription before in my travels, whose spirit passed from this life. Isn't that beautiful? So this is the old church ruin area, erected in memory of Dick Bale of Dunleer, died the 8th of March 1856, aged 92 years old. His wife Dora died the 31st of July 1865, aged 81, and their son Robert died in 1868, aged 62, and Robert's wife Abby died in 1865, aged 59, and their son George H. Bale died in 1875, aged 30. And that's almost like a granite style headstone from the 1800s. Wow, this place is just amazing, guys. Absolutely amazing. Another small headstone there. No inscription. And just as I walked past, we have a stone slab here in the ground. This stone was erected by Alice Boxley of Dundalk, to the memory of her husband Robert, who departed this life the date unfortunately has gone off it, weathered, and it happens a lot. In loving remembrance of Margaret, widow of Bernard Keelan and daughter of Patrick and Catherine Callan, who died the 29th of November 1877. Also memory of the above named Patrick and Catherine Callan and their daughter Rose. Beautiful grave. Wow, look at this one here. Really, really old. You see the love heart on top. Here lies the body of Joseph Colfer, maybe, who died 1746, aged 29 years old. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that old headstone, 1700s, and the love heart on it. So we'll go down the end of the old church ruin and read some more of these beautiful headstones. Somebody's left a Lovely bench here for the Casey family. Gorgeous one here again. The crucifixion scene, IHS. Erected by Michael Rogers in memory of his son Patrick Rogers, who departed this life the 2nd of December 1826, aged 26. Also his son George, who departed this life the 17th of June 1831, aged 26 years also. And just look at the designs on that headstone. Little cherubs either side of it there, and they're in perfect condition. This headstone, amazing to see the inscription so clear, and the headstone is in perfect condition. Another old grave here, and it just says on this JCB 1779, and no name, just initials on that. But look at all that, guys. That's the gable end of the old church, and you have all these headstones here at the back. More of these beautiful angel designs in the faces. Look at that. Wow. And I've never seen one like this. You have cherubs either side, and it's a different looking crucifixion scene. Actually doesn't look like Jesus. I've never seen that before, but nonetheless it's gorgeous. Erected in memory of John McClintock, who departed this life December 1803, age 40. Also his father Patrick, who departed this life 1773, age 41, and John McClintock, who died in November 1910, age 70, and his wife Bridget, who died in 1920, aged 81. That is a super headstone. Look at that. We have one next door. Here lies the body of Nicholas Mully, departed this life April 1753, age 54, and Ellen, his wife, who departed this life in 1753, also age 54. So they both died the same year. Wow. So Nicholas died in April 1753, and Eleanor, his wife, died October 1753, and they were both the same age. An old stone cross there. More old, like tabletop tombs. Look at that old entryway there of the church. Amazing. So guys, saying that, we will make our way back out because the weather doesn't look particularly good today, and it could start raining, so I'm hoping to get as much of the video done as I can. So I think now we'll go over and have a look at the McClintock Mausoleum. So this is the McClintock Gothic Mausoleum, and it holds up to 15 coffins, I believe. And inside we have John McClintock, who was born on the 14th of August 1770. He was the son of John McClintock and Patience Foster. He first married Jane Bunbury, daughter of William Bunbury and Catherine Kane, on the 11th of July 1797. His second marriage was to Elizabeth Trench, daughter of William Power Keating Trench, 1st Earl of Clancarty, and Anne Gardner, on the 15th of April 1805. He died on the 5th of July 1855, aged 84 years old. He held office of Member of Parliament for Athlone in 1823. He held the office also as High Sheriff for County Louth in 1798. Also interred in the mausoleum is Anne Lefroy, who was born on the 19th of July 1808. She was the daughter of Reverend John Henry George Lefroy and Sophia Cottrell. She married John McClintock, the 1st Baron of Rathdonnell, son of John McClintock and Jane Bunbury, in 1829. Anne died on the 22nd of December 1889 at the age of 81. From 1829, her married name became McClintock. After her marriage, Anne Lefroy was styled as a Baroness Rathdonnell on the 21st of December 1868. Also buried in the family mausoleum is John McClintock, 1st Baron Rathdonnell, who was born on the 26th of August 1798. He was the son of John McClintock and Jane Bunbury. He married Anne Lefroy, daughter of Reverend John Henry George Lefroy and Sophia Cottrell. He died on the 17th of May 1879 at the age of 80 years old. He was educated at Royal Military College, Sandhurst, Berkshire, England. He gained the rank of officer in the 74th Foot. He was also a colonel in the Louth Regiment Rifle Militia, and he held the office of High Sheriff in County Louth in 1840. On the 28th of April 1801, Jane McClintock was thrown from her horse while riding up Box Hill on the London Road outside of Bath. The 22-year-old mother was knocked out cold and fractured her skull and dislocated her shoulder. Her memorial in Drumcar states that her 3 young children were too young to be conscious of their loss. Her death mirrored that of her father, John McClintock's father, William Bunbury, who was also killed in a riding accident. Wow, look at that slate roof on it. Amazing. And there's that big railing all around it. And you can see those family crest symbols on the windows. So we'll walk around and have a look and see if we can actually get a better view of it there. So it is blocked up, guys. You can see the gate just there, and there was a lock on it, so the lock is not on it anymore, and the gate is kind of half ajar. But at one time or another it looks like it was cemented and blocked up, but I believe there's very big steps that go down into the burial area of the old mausoleum. So I'm just inside the gateway that was opened there, and this looks like, to me, it was the old lock. You can just see it there. It looks like the old lock maybe that was on this gate, the original old lock that was on it. So I'm just walking inside the area of the mausoleum, and there's all this big railing that goes all around it with those crosses on it. And you can just see the windows of it there, and designs that are on the windows. So it's very hard to see inside of it, and it's very, very overgrown. So that's the old McClintock wealthy family owners in the Drumcar area. The old mausoleum, and there is McClintock family members just buried here. So we'll read some of these inscriptions. So here we have, in memory of Emily, elder twin daughter of Major H.S. McClintock, died September the 21st, 1930, aged 84. Also Gertrude, younger twin daughter, who died November the 7th, 1940. So we have two twin daughters here, Emily and Gertrude. Wow, I've never found a grave before with twins. An old Celtic cross here, more McClintocks. And here we have, in loving memory of Francis George Le Poire McClintock, Dean of Armagh, who died 3rd of February 1924. So he was the Dean of Armagh. These are all the McClintock family buried here beside the mausoleum. We have more here. Colonel Charles McClintock, Royal Irish Rifles, who was born in 1844 and died in 1921. Also his wife, Blanche McClintock, who was born in 1849 and she died in 1923. Old Celtic crosses. Very, very interesting stuff. The McClintock family buried there next to the mausoleum. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, from what I read online, John McClintock was the name. So maybe John is buried in the mausoleum. But how amazing it is to find two twin daughters buried here. Emily and Gertrude. Wow. So unfortunately I couldn't get a look inside the mausoleum, but it is beautiful. Look at those flower designs either side of the door. You can just see them there. I'll zoom in and show you. Look at that. Beautiful stonework on this, and I'm sure this cost an absolute fortune when it was built. So we'll read some more, guys. We have a wreath left of this one here, and it looks like they're putting stuff there for support. Loving memory of Jane McMenay, who departed this life in June 1902, age 84. Also Catherine Pallet, 1975. And you can see in the old mausoleum there, you can see down the bottom there the vents, and those vents are going all the way around the bottom of the mausoleum. So the door is all cemented up. I'm sure people tried to break in to have a look in the past. Beautiful structure. So we see a grave over here now with this railing around it. So we'll try and read this. John Joseph Russell, who died in 1930. Beautiful cross stone grave. Mary Hewerdine, who departed this life in 1881, aged 70, and her son William, who died 1866, aged 21 years old. So this is Drumcar, old church and graveyard, and it's absolutely stunning, and I'm glad I found it. Some great history here, and there's that beautiful area where all those graves are. Look at that, from the 1800s, with those lovely angel stone carvings on them in there. Super. This one has faded away. A huge headstone, really large, this one. It's kind of leaning over. Lovely black one here. Headstone. Black slate looking. Sacred to the memory of Patrick Ward, who died October the 14th, 1882, aged 79 years old. And there's a lot of stone markers. The Fay family. So there is one down here, guys, I've spotted, so we'll go down and read this inscription here. Look at this one here, it's leaning over. Erected by Pat Conlon of Drumcar for himself and his posterity. Here the remains of his son Michael, who died the 16th of January 1841, aged only 6 years old. And Thomas died in July, aged 20 years old. And just down the bottom of that, guys, I noticed there, he died the 10th of July, and it just says 53. So I wonder, did they leave out the, you know, if it's 1853, they left out the 18 at the bottom of it there. You can see there the 10th of July, and it's just 53, aged 20 years old. So they left out the first 2 digits of the year. So there is actually another area just over here at the back of the old ruins of the church. I did not know this was here. So there's just a couple of more graves here. Erected by James McCann in memory of his father John, who departed this life on the 9th of May 1861. Also 6 of his children who died young. Wow, very sad. Erected by James McCann to the memory of his father John, and also 6 of his children who died young. So rest in peace, sir, and your 6 little children who passed away also. Some more old graves here with very little description on them, if any at all. Look at this. And all we have on this here is a love heart in the centre. And all the writing has faded off it, and I think some of that may have broken away the headstone. We have an esquire buried here. Very interesting inscription here, guys. Mary Grogan, 40 years a faithful servant in the family of John. There we go, guys. There's the McClintock. John McClintock I was mentioning earlier in the video. So Mary here, Grogan, was a faithful servant in the family of John McClintock, Esquire. She bore a long and suffering illness with Christian patience and died the 15th of December 1859, aged 56. Wow. More history, guys, again. A faithful servant, Mary here, who died from illness. She served the McClintock family. That huge mausoleum that we just saw. So the weather, guys, held out, and I got to do my video here today, and what a place it is. Absolutely gorgeous. I hope you all enjoyed the walk. And there's that other door. I was the far side of that earlier, reading those lovely inscriptions and headstones. No dumping in this graveyard, take rubbish home. Exactly. Nobody should dump rubbish at all, and especially in graveyards where people's family are buried. Another interesting one here, guys. Erected by his sorrowing widow in memory of Mr. Robert Boylan, who died at Drumcar on the 4th of February 1864, in the 64th year of his age, after having filled the offices of clerk of Drumcar parish and master of Drumcar school for a period of 32 years. Lovely inscription from Mr. Boylan. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap the video up here. So thanks for watching once again on this graveyard adventure. For me, Grave Visitations, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and give the video a thumbs up at this beautiful mausoleum of the McClintock family. So thank you for watching, guys. Take care. God bless. See you all on the next adventure.